You fox! You got a vixen gone me far away! Hey!
Goodbye, madam. I regret I must take my leave of you.
With her journey and will stop in some inn. She's bound for London, I'm sure.
Ah, damn the girl. I'm lamenting the loss of such a fine morning for hunting. Confounded hard to lose one of the finest scenting days of the season. Whoa! Ha! Oh, this clout! Come on!
What are you doing? Dobson, drive on!
Get on there! Get on!
Stand and deliver!
What did you say, sir?
Stand and deliver!
Deliver? I am no traveling midwife, sir. Deliver what?
Stand!
I will not stand for you, sir, no, nor for any man.
Madam!
Don't you point that firearm at me, sir. Dobson, drive on.
Get up there! Come on!
It is hard when a woman leaves a man nothing but memories and a mouth.
Your money or your life.
I only have 1 guinea, sir.
Give it here.
I'm afraid as a gentleman of the road, you cut a very poor figure.
Be merciful, sir. I didn't mean any harm. Truly, I didn't.
No harm.
It isn't loaded.
Nor it is.
I'm not a bandit by profession, sir. Just a poor man down on his luck. Mine, sir, is a sad story. The start of my ruin was 20 years ago. It was all over one Tom Jones.
What do you mean?
At that time, I was employed as a barber by a Mr. Allworthy. One day, he found a baby abandoned in his bed. I was accused of being the father.
Then your name is?
Partridge.
Father!
But I do assure you, sir, there was no truth in the accusation.
Then who was my father?
None of us ever discovered. And that was the whole beginning of my downfall.
Mr. Partridge, how can I make up for the suffering you've had on my account?
Would you take me on as your servant, sir?
My companion in misfortune.
Oh, sir.
Our lodgings cheap to come by in London. I have no money.
I know an old lady who runs a lodging house in London. She was Mr. Allworthy's cook when I was his barber. We will go there.
No friend of Mr. Allworthy's will speak to me now.
Mrs. Miller is one of the kindest ladies I know. Who knows she may yet get you back in his favor.
Yeah, you're a lovely boy then. Are you coming to stay?
Desperate to find his Sophie, Tom called on Mrs. Fitzpatrick, who was entertaining a certain Lady Bellaston, the notorious Lady Bellaston.
It's the handsome young gentleman again, madam, inquiring for Miss Weston.
You see, Bella, how persistent he is. His servant discovered this address, and ever since he persecutes us. Send him away, Abigail. Tell him Miss Weston is no longer here.
Yes.
Bella, you must let Sophie come and stay with you. My protector is coming back, and I fear he might take too much interest in my cousin.
Oh, Harriet, you can always rely on me. Your little maid is obviously in the right. He's a very pretty fellow. No wonder so many women are fond of him. Harriet, we must do what we can for Sophie. The girl is obviously intoxicated, and nothing less than ruin will content her.
I'm absolutely certain Sophie was at Mrs. Fitzpatrick's when I called. Dear Mrs. Miller, what am I to do? I've no friends, no money, no introduction. I know nothing of London.
You're not to worry about the money, Mr. Jones. You can stay here for the moment.
You're very kind, Mrs. Miller.
For you, Tom, it's just arrived. I wonder, what can it be?
What is it?
It's an invitation to a masked ball. The Queen of the Fairies sends you this. Treat her favors not amiss. It's Mrs. Fitzpatrick, perhaps, with news of my Sophie.
Oh, Miss Sophie herself.
Vauxhall Gardens, where people come to see and to be seen. In heaps they run, some to undo and some to be undone.
Fun for a man like me to be dolled up in this damned flummery.
All folks of fashion are here. Sophie will be no exception.
Well, show her to me, and I'll have her arrested.
Arrested? Do you imagine a woman of stature can be arrested in a civilized nation?
A pretty civilized nation indeed, where women are above the law. Civilization's my trunk.
Je vous méprise de tout mon cœur. Now, where can my niece be?
If you engage any longer with that trollop, I shall tell Miss Weston.
Sophie here, then, madam.
Upon my honor, Miss Weston is not here.
Indeed, Mrs. Fitzpatrick, if you are she, it's a little cruel of you to divert yourself at my expense.
And do you imagine, good sir, I have no better regard for my cousin than to assist her in carrying on an affair between you two, which must end in her ruin.
Madam, that is the last thing I would wish.
If the Queen of the Fairies had so little regard for you and Sophie, she would not have appointed to meet you here. Confess honestly. Are you used, Mr. Jones, to make these sudden conquests?
I am used, madam, to submit. If you take my heart by surprise, the rest of my body has the right to follow.
I hope you won't follow me. I protest. I shall not know what to say if you do.
price, then? 3 chairs up here, 3 chairs. You must be a pulpit, you can't ride this chair. Or a miser.
I thought you were Mrs. Fitzpatrick.
Fitzpatrick? Sir, I am unfamiliar with customs in the country, but in town it is considered impolite to keep a lady waiting.
With our usual good breeding, we will not follow this particular conversation further, but attend results on the following day. Our hero released from Lady Bellaston a torrent of affection, as well as a flood of gifts, which he found suitably embarrassing and quite irresistible.
We must have you looking your best.
Lady Bellaston
Isn't that what Miss Weston would want? Come back precisely at 4. I shall have news for you then. Send the bill to me, sir.
Yes, milady. Very good, milady. Good day, milady.
How could Tom know that Sophie was now staying here with Lady Bellaston and being besieged by a certain Lord Fellamar, a gentleman with an eye for any beauty, especially when a fortune was attached?
I do beg you to excuse the play, but when may I see you again?
Forgive me, my lord. I'm afraid my plans for remaining in London are still a little uncertain. Good day, my lord.